Okay, guys. So let me set the context for today's video. Today we will be talking about longest consecutive sequence. It's LeetCode128. Okay, and as you all know, mm, we will be basically having discussions on how to get into an optimal and uh, very nice approach. Okay, so that our time complexity gets reduced and we get to know different solutions, different way out, so that we can land up in good product based or good startup companies. Okay, so we have this question. It's a medium level question. We have been given an unsorted array of integers num. Okay, we have been given an unsorted array, so basically we have this nums with us, and we need to return the length of the longest consecutive element sequence. Okay, so this is given, but we will start with extreme brute force approach that might be uh, big O of n square. Okay, the time complexity. So if this is the nums given, then our output has to be 4. Why? Because we want to return the length of longest consecutive element. Longest consecutive means it doesn't matter what order it is placed, but we should find something which are consecutive in this input nums, right? We must find that out. So you can see here 4, 1, 3 and 2, these are all uh, elements of consecutive sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So our output has to be 4. Okay, and rest 100 and 200, we don't find any consecutive sequence with these numbers. Okay, so we ignore this. Okay, so what is coming to my mind is what idea we should go into. The simplest idea can be starting with a for loop. Okay, and we have this n as the number of elements of nums. Okay, and for I in range 0 to n. Okay, this is the most basic step which we are writing, and we will continue writing on these lines only. Okay, now, so for each iteration, I want to find out that element. Okay, that element should be uh, you know uh, it should be greater than the current element. Okay, I mean, I should find out an element which should be greater than uh, the element. Okay, plus one greater than the element. Okay, so what I can write is, we have this for loop running. Okay, it will iterate each and every element. All right, it will iterate um, each and every element, and it will try to find out I plus 1. That can be our idea, right? We will try to find I plus 1. If that I plus 1 exists, then we can be like we can be sure that okay, the sequence, some sequences does exist. Okay, and we can save the maximum continuous element. Okay, so if we find the next element, then we can save it as, if we consider it as the count. Okay, so we will increase the number of count, right? In that sense, we will be you know uh, doing. All right, so what I'll do is, I'll assume count equals 1 first of all. I'm just taking why should I assume count? Because I have found that ith element. So even if this I is 0 or at the 100 position, I have found that element, right? It is, I will consider it as a sequence of one element. Okay, at least it is a sequence. I don't know whether 101 exists or not, but as of now I have found this element. So what I'll do is I'll just initialize any num is equal to nums of I. So if I found this nums of I, it means that I have this count. Okay, and I'll just assume count here is equal to 0, right? So my count should increase. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just iterate with another for or while loop. In this case I may assume while, because I already have this count equals 1. Okay, so I will increase this count in this while loop. Okay, as and when I find this num plus 1, right? So if while num plus 1 in nums, right? While num plus 1 in nums. Okay, so it is, this is again order of n. Okay, so it is finding out this num plus 1. I am finding, I want to try, I'm trying that num plus 1 be I want to find this num plus 1 in nums. What is my num? Num is nums of I as of now. Okay, initially I have taken, so nums of I means nums of 0, that is 100. As of now num is equal to 100, while 100 plus 1 means 101 in nums. Is it there? Do you find any 101 here? You don't find, right? If it is found, then what I'll do, I'll increase the count, right? What I'll do is increase the count. Count plus equals 1, I'll do that, and with that my num will also increase to num plus 1. Okay, my num plus equals 1, it will also increase, right? If I found this num plus 1, then again this num will go here, so while loop will run again and again here, right? With only this 0th element, I am still at 0. Okay, this while I have to I'm sorry, while is inside this for loop here. Okay, any more idea? Anybody who want to give any idea? So this is where I have started with the for loop. Okay, I have initialized num equals nums of I. So I have initialized nums of 0 as 100. So num is 100 here. With 100 only I am iterating the whole loop. So what it will do with this 100 value, it will again iterate the whole loop. Okay, and what it will try to find with while loop, it will try to find 101. Okay, I want to find out 101, right? Then only I will find a sequence. As of now my sequence has only one character, one element. If this num plus 1 is found in nums, then my sequence will get increased by 1. So my sequence value will be 2. And if it is not found, then if it is not found, I have to take the max count also, right? Before that I need to take the max count. So what I'll do is max count, let me initialize it as 0, and what I'll do is I'll just do max count is equal to max of max count comma count. What I'm doing here is, see, I have to return the length of longest consecutive element. So once this element is lost, means if I don't find this element, what I'll do is I'll just save the whatever maximum value I have got in max count, right? Then only I'll try to extract that value in the end. If I found some 5, let's say I have this 101 to 105 I have found, so my max count, this count will be 5, right? So what I'll do is I'll try to save that 5 somewhere, right? Otherwise how will I retrieve that? Because once this is lost, once the consecutive elements is lost, your count is lost, right? Count will again come to 0. This is the problem. Here 0, but here 1. Count will come to 1 for the next iteration. Okay, so I have to save that count value somewhere in the max count, right? So that I can retrieve that later, and I'll compare this from other series, other iteration which I'm getting, other consecutive elements which I'm getting, that I'll be getting this 1 2 3 4 later on. So that's the idea. So this is the brute force approach, and let's return max count. Okay, let's try to execute it. I think everything is correct. Yeah. Okay, so we got this answer. This is okay, 9. Yeah, I think we should submit it. We might get TLE error also, because yeah. So what I was sure that I might be getting TLE error, because see, the number of elements is 10 to the power 5. So for worst case scenario, let us consider 10 to the power 5 as the number of elements, okay, in this input nums. What we are doing here is we are basically doing, let's discuss the time complexity first. So time complexity for this for loop will be order of n, right? And for these, time complexity will be order of 1 constant. But for this while loop, it is again iterating. Okay, so its time complexity becomes order of n again. But you can see here these two loops are nested loops, right? So their time complexity will be multiplied. Okay, so the net time complexity will be, total TC will be order of n cross n, right? So it will be order of n square, order of n square. So in the worst case scenario, this is 10 to the power 5. So just square it, it will be 10 to the power 10. So total time complexity for this program, the way which we have written, becomes 10 to the power 10, which is greater than 10 to the power 8. Okay, so what is 10 to the power 8? 10 to the power 8 operations is required for this to get successful, to get executed. Okay, it is taking lot more time than 10 to the power 8 operations, right? 100 times more. Okay, so what we have to do now, we have to optimize this. We have to find the optimized approach. Okay, we need to find the optimized approach. So what can be the optimized approach? How do we go about this? So what we can do is we can either we can go for putting all these elements in a particular dictionary or set. Okay, then what we will do, instead of this while loop in nums, we will run the loop in set. Okay, so when we run anything in set, the time complexity becomes order of 1. Okay, the time complexity becomes order of 1. Okay, so that can be the idea. Any other thing which is coming to you, any mind, what we can think, anything else? So we will just add uh, the elements in, say, set. Okay, so let us try considering that only. So let us make this inside the comment. Okay, and we can start afresh again. Why I'm doing this is because this will again save the solution for us. Okay, so that we can whenever we revise it, we this will come to our mind. Okay, this was the first thing which we did, the extreme brute force approach, which was not successful. However, it kind of executed all the test cases, but due to its time complexity issues, we could not accept the solution, like we cannot submit the solution. Okay, so let us do let us assume my set as the dictionary, oh, as the set is equal to set. Okay, and let's iterate 0 to n is already we have. Okay, now what I'll do, i'll I'll add all the elements in uh, the set that I can do. How do I add that? I'll just iterate the for loop, and inside the for loop uh, I'll put my set dot add nums of I. Okay, so it will add all the, even if there are repeated values. Okay, even if there are duplicate values, then also it will just consider it as a single value. That is good for our solution. Okay, that is my idea. Okay, so my set nums of I. Okay, okay, so now what I'll do is uh, return the length of longest consecutive element. Okay, so longest consecutive element sequence. So I'll just consider longest as is equal to 0. Okay, element sequence, and we have to write the algorithm that runs in order of n time. Okay, so longest is this. So what we will do is we will try to find the num the value, whatever num we are considering, that we will try to find in my set. Okay, and what we will do, we will just we will consider if num plus 1 is available on. If num plus 1 is available, then we will see, we will get the idea that okay, some series is does exist. Okay, so that we can do. So guys, you can advise uh, if you have any idea. Okay, okay, you can also comment, you can also uh, give some hint. Okay, not the complete solution. So longest equals 0. What I'll do is I can just run for loop. Okay, so for num in my set. Okay, so that I can do, and num plus 1, say if it is there in my set, then I'll do something, and if it is not there in my set, then I'll what I'll do is, if it is not in my set, then I'll just consider the value of count as 1, because the value which we are on it right now, that will again count to 1, right? So that can be my idea. And so this question is little tricky, guys, um, because I have to iterate and I have to keep that maximum value also. So whenever I'm finding any value in my set, then it is basically order of 1, right? So what I'll do, I'll just do for num in my set. Okay, for any number which I'm finding out. Okay, one more thing we can do is we can just see whether num minus 1 is there in my set or not. If it is not there, then we can actually consider count value as 1. Yes, that we can do. And okay, so we can consider both num minus 1 as well as num plus 1 also we can do. But before that num, we have to consider num as some value. Okay, some number or some x. So let's try doing that. Okay, for I, okay, for num, I'm considering num as some value, some number. uh, so I'll just say num minus 1. Okay, why? Because uh, in the loop I can consider num as some number. Okay, so for num minus 1, not in nums. Okay, if it's not in nums, then what I'll do is uh, I'll just say count equals 1, and I'll say that num x equals num. Why I'm doing this? Because now you will understand. After this, I'll have this while loop and I'll say next number. I I I check the last number, and now I'll be checking the next number, not in nums. Okay, so what I have done is num minus 1, if it is not in num, then count, we have this value count. So why we are doing this? Because we have to see the count value. No, we have to increase or decrease the count value, or we have to keep this count value something. While x plus 1, if this is not in nums, then so count will be 1, count equals 1. In else part we will have this count plus equals 1 and something to max count, because it will increase. Now we have to save somewhere the value of count. So max count is equal to max of count comma max count. Okay, I'm just putting the vague whatever is coming to my mind, because we have to basically prepare this, create the solution. Okay, I might be wrong in some steps, or maybe this whole idea. Uh, okay, Purji, hello. Any idea coming to anybody's mind? Please advise, guys. So there are 8 people right now watching. Okay. Any idea coming to anybody's mind? Okay, guys. So what if I do x plus 1 if it is in nums? Then it will have, okay, just consider that way only. So we have count equals 1, and in, oh look, this count plus, what I have to do, I have to return max count. I don't have this longest. So guys, just execute this for num minus 1 not in. Okay, what is the syntax error coming? So num is equal to, I think I should assign something. Nums of 0, nums of 1. If I assign that, longest consecutive sequence. Longest consecutive sequence. So what to do? Num minus 1 not in nums. Okay, so I think this I have to take one more for loop because num is not defined, right? For num in nums. What if I get anything? For num in nums. But it will create I'll just say my set. Here also my set. While x plus 1 not in nums, let us consider it as in nums. I'll just say count plus equals 1 and number also x plus equals 1, and I'll just say max count. and I'll return this max count outside the for loop. Okay, so count equals 0. Let's do that. Okay, so we actually have to okay, so logic glitch has fruity lip int longest equals 0 for num int num if st dot find can we use secondary to implement the counter. Actually I implementing the counter. I think this should be that if loop. No, if numsufy not in my list. Okay, let's see. Set object is not callable. Okay. Cannot access from where I can call this max count. Okay, this is the while loop. Equal logic glitch 01 has said you can maybe use a second array to implement the counter. Array. Okay. Can you be more elaborative? What kind of second array? You can use the index of elements of second counter to increment the longest sequence. Okay, you want me to use index? Okay, this got executed, man. Okay. Well, reading your comment, this got executed. So actually we are getting the solution now. All right. So what we have done is in this my set we have actually put this condition: if less than one of the number is not in my set, then at least that count will be 1. Yes, For the time being, we will consider that x equals num. Yes, it is necessary because we need to increment it. And now what we will do, x plus 1 in nums. Yeah, so count plus equals 1. Okay, and then max count will be whatever is the maximum of the count. Okay, this gets this will again put instead of nums we can go for my set also. Accepted, and let us submit it. This is more on the top. Assuming set is easy, but implementing this set part within the loop was quite difficult, and uh, this might not come to everybody's mind. This might be a chance. Okay, so you have to iterate, you have to think logically, you have to try it, brainstorm it a lot of times. You might get passed in one of the so many times. Okay, so that's the case. So similarly we did this. We assumed a lot of things, and we failed quite a lot of times, and then we got the solution ultimately. Okay, so that is all, guys, for today. This was the trickiest question. uh, in the next uh, tomorrow we will be again taking another good question. Okay, let me just check what question we can discuss tomorrow. We can actually learn 2D metrics tomorrow. Okay, so I'm planning to go with 2D metrics. Okay, so if you want to get certain idea about what is 2D metrics, just read uh, 11th class matrices, okay, in the maths. Okay, before coming to the this discussion. Okay, that will be good for you. Even if you don't study or don't revise anything, that is not a problem. We will have a short discussion on what matrices is, and we will try to do that matrix thing. Okay, so basically we will be doing 2D matrix. Nothing sort of any lead code question. Okay, maybe we can try one lead code question. Set matrix zeros. So what we will do, we will, after studying something in the theoretical part, we will actually be doing one matrix question tomorrow, same time, guys, 11 p.m. Okay, so stay tuned and keep watching, and please subscribe to the channel so that whenever some video comes, it gets into your YouTube notification. All right, so that's all for today. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye bye and good night.